today I just listened to your latest podcast about LinkedIn, and
Sure.
it was great, really great. And it's kind of interesting that you are not so active on LinkedIn, right? You more focus on other platforms, not on LinkedIn. You have some audience, but posting not so often, from week to week. But will you consider making more on LinkedIn after that conversation, or not really?
Yeah, those are always the good episodes where you hang up being like, dang, I should probably do that, or I should probably take some of this guy's strategies, because he kind of spelled it out. Hey, here's the 3 types of posts that you need. You got to have some awareness building content that has a chance of reaching beyond your existing network, and then you got to have some educational content that showcases you as the expert, and then you got to have the call to action. Hey, sign up for my newsletter, book a free call, subscribe to the podcast, take this free quiz, whatever it is to get people deeper into your ecosystem. And historically, I get excited about that for like a week or two, and then it's like, well, yeah, but now it's a lot of work. And I think that's probably the end game for Joe as a podcast guest. Is a lot of people end up in that boat, and then they're like, well, could I just hire somebody to do it for me? Could you just take care of this for me? Because he had built a good business as a LinkedIn ghostwriter. It's hard. I've always had a hard time justifying social media marketing, and LinkedIn is not exclusive in that. You could say Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, in favor of trying to build longer form, more evergreen digital assets, podcast episodes, blog articles, YouTube videos, where hopefully it has a little bit of a longer shelf life than kind of every other day I got to come up with something witty for LinkedIn.
Yeah, definitely. LinkedIn have their own algorithms, and sometimes they're not so clear. Totally. Yeah, they have some points with engagement, not like in other platforms. Anyway, yeah. Definitely.
Well, what was interesting, so the benefit there is, like, if you are starting without a ton of audience, like, it's a fantastic place to go reach customers where they are. Like, and we talk a lot about that, kind of like marketing 101, where can you find your target customers in their natural habitat? And LinkedIn is certainly one of those places.
Yeah.
And this was an example from Twitter years ago. We talked to Dickie Bush, maybe a year into his journey. And it was really interesting. It's like, I wrote a thread every day or every couple of days, for the course of the year. 9 of those threads accounted for like 85% of the account growth, the follower growth, the email subscriber growth, like over the course of the year. And so it was like putting in the reps, doing the work every single day. And most of those went nowhere. He called it kind of this, low risk idea testing grounds, where it's like, well, if the algorithm doesn't like it, if the first few people who see it don't react, like, it's just going to get buried. But, very few of those, it was really interesting to hear, like, yeah, you got to be consistent. You got to put in, you don't know what's going to work until you put it out there. But percentage wise, a very small hit rate still accounted for building a really engaged following and a really great business on it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, actually in LinkedIn, I think sometimes it's much easier to build your own network. At least you have this opportunity to make a connection, to start. So yeah, sure. There is a lot of sales representatives that connect and start immediately selling to you something. And I think anyone hates them. Anyone, for sure. But anyway, like, at least you can start with talking, and if you provide some value, why not? Because, like, we record a lot of episodes as well just by LinkedIn, by my connection on LinkedIn, because I have a few great connections, and like, okay, this is a nice chance and nice to talk. Anyway.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Let's start with questions that actually I prepared for you. I know that you created your side hustle business like ages ago. And I suppose it's some kind of related to affiliate marketing for sure. It's like a part of it. But I've checked your 27 best side hustle ideas, and only in the point 12, it's mentioned some kind of affiliates where you point out niche newsletters. Why so? Is it still hard to start with affiliates, or?
Yeah, it's certainly harder than it once was, where the model used to be, okay, pick a niche, build out this body of content, try and create the best library of resources on that topic, and eventually that site's going to rank in Google. You can pick up traffic, you pick up commissions. The way that SEO has gone over the last couple of years has made that a little more challenging, which is why you got to start looking at some of these social first strategies of LinkedIn, of Q&A content on YouTube, of building up some reputation and authority on other platforms. Of course, I'm old school. I think you still need to have that website as kind of a home base, something that you really do own and control. But it's become a little bit more challenging, where 5-6 years ago, like maybe that would have been higher up on the list. Now, the advantage of affiliate, if you do have some level of existing following, it's one of the easiest, or maybe one of the fastest ways to make money, just pointing your audience to products and services that like and trust, and will be of good service to them. Because it's like, well, you don't have to create the product, you don't have to fulfill the service. Like, it's just kind of a warm introduction, a handoff, and that could be a quicker way to monetize for sure.
Yeah, sure. Well, as I mentioned, you definitely and I know that you are an affiliate of a few brands, and I think you saw a lot of different offers and etc. But what, from your point of view, what you will recommend for business who just wanted to start their affiliate programs? What are, steps are crucial to make program work?
Yeah. At any given time, we're working with probably over 100 different brands, apps, services on the affiliate partnership side. From the brand perspective, what I'm trying to find in an affiliate is like, product market fit or brand audience fit, where it's like, hey, you're speaking to our target customers. It's just like if I'm trying to sell a service, it's like, well, how can I do that marketing 101, like find customers in their natural habitat? It's kind of the same on the affiliate side from the recruiting perspective side. Like if I'm the affiliate manager, I'm trying to find these little slivers of audience attention, little quarters of influence of the internet, to find out who's speaking to that audience, or who might find value in this offer. And then it kind of goes into the nuts and bolts of like, well, how are you different / better / faster, cheaper? Like, what makes you a compelling offering to this audience? How does it compare to the alternatives? How well does it convert? Because like we've had some programs where it's like, yeah, that seems like a good fit. We sent you 3,000 clicks and you converted nobody. Like, well, clearly something was missing. Either you weren't tracking it properly, or it really wasn't as good of an offer fit as we thought, or somehow these people are getting lost in the funnel or in the sequence somewhere.
Yeah, you actually mentioned that brands should focus and for sure like understand what audience have this affiliate influencer. Doesn't matter, but how brands actually can check this audience? Because I think from a brand side, when you start working with some affiliates, you might not know their real audience. They see some numbers, especially if you use some tools like you can see like, okay, database of their followers, here is newsletter, this database. But how you can understand what is the audience of this particular affiliate from a brand perspective? Maybe.
Yeah, the owner creator is probably going to know their audience best, but you can look at SimilarWeb, you can look at Ahrefs data, you can kind of try and get a sense of people who like this also like that. Like Google will show you people who search for this also search for that, or if they have a podcast, similar, people who listen to this also listen to this, kind of a thing, down at the bottom of iTunes. And so there's different ways to try and go about it, but sometimes that direct outreach to to the site owner, to the brand owner, to the influencer creator, you'll probably get you the most accurate and immediate feedback on like, yeah, I don't know if that's a good fit, or yeah, let's test something out. And that's how a lot of these offers started. Like, okay, let's test out a couple small placements. We'll see how it performs. What I'm most curious in is like an earnings per click. Like obviously, if it's a good fit for the audience, and then what type of combination of commission plus conversion rate adds up to that earnings per click metric.
No, actually, it's all that you mentioned actually related to my question, the second one, because it's really a lot of offers around the world. I don't know, in Shopify for e-commerce, a lot of SaaS, they try to run their affiliate programs. And you as an affiliate, how you pick the right offer, how brands can become discoverable and attractive to affiliates, because you also promote some brands, for example.
Yeah, so tier one is the products that I know and use personally, and I've tested this out, I've vetted it, like I'm a fan, I'm an evangelist of, could be something like a Descript for podcast or video editing, where it's like magical. I can edit the video by editing the text, and the moment you see it, you're like, you can't help but spread the word about it. It's that kind of thing. The next tier that we're really trying to build out is the apps and services where you hear rumors circulating, or people in the audience sometimes ask about, hey, what do you think about this thing? And you're like, I don't know, we should test it out. And so that's kind of fun. And I have now an app tester on the team that's their job, is to give these things a trial run and get their own personal experience, but also kind of get the consensus of what else does the internet think about this. And so we're doing a lot of that type of content. And then the third is like when the brands specifically reach out. And so I can either test that out myself, I can start to look at some feedback and review. And sometimes it's a non-starter. You're like, one came across my desk yesterday, and it's like, just a couple Google searches. You're like, this is pretty obviously a pretty scammy situation. I don't know. So I just didn't feel good about that. But if it looks legit, it's like, okay, let's assign this to the app tester and see if we can create the review content around that, if it looks like an audience fit, for sure.
Okay, then does it mean that you use to evaluate all this credibility, trustworthiness, you use Google, ChatGPT, whatever, to track the brand, to check the brand before entering into partnership?
Yeah, at this stage, there's a lot of vetting that has to go into it, especially if it's going to be like, we're going to build a dedicated campaign around it.
Yeah.
We did like a dedicated email, like joint marketing webinar recently. And this was a company that had lots of positive reviews, but they had some pretty vocal negative reviews too. And so that was something we had to address with that company. And they said, okay, here's why that happened. That was a year ago. Here's how our processes have changed. And ultimately felt comfortable with that justification and with the much larger number of happy customers, happy positive reviews outweighing those. But it was still something that has to happen beforehand, because yeah, maybe you can make some money in the short term, but like long term, it's not worth sacrificing your reputation or selling out your audience for.
Definitely, because it's like it takes time to build up your audience and break up in it. Just by one video, it's not worth it for sure. But okay, but if we are talking about this credibility, trustworthiness, maybe you can point out some red flags, immediate red flags that makes you decline the brand partnership, decline the offer.
Yeah. So yesterday in this example, like all of their positive Trustpilot reviews were very clearly irrelevant and fake. They were just copied and pasted. Like they didn't mention it. It was just it was super weird. And all the negative comments were like, Trustpilot, how are you allowing this even to happen? Like these are so obviously fake. Like they're not even trying. And so that was kind of weird. Then looking at user feedback and grateful to have like the Side Hustle Nation Facebook community where you can ask like, hey, has anybody ever heard of these guys? Anybody ever heard of this app or this service? And so you generally get some feedback there. You can look on Reddit. You can look at the, like if it's a iOS or Google Play app, like you can read those customer reviews and take those with a grain of salt as well. But just trying to crowdsource some different data points.
Well, makes sense. Yeah, sure. Because it's actually a reputation. Sure.
And sometimes you just got to test it out yourself. So last year, there was a movement around, well, a couple of things. One was like going back years and years, like was the Amazon FBA was really big, which is like, oh, you can go to the clearance aisles of Walmart and scan these products. And the app will tell you if it's profitable and you go sell it on Amazon. It's like, there's no way that Walmart doesn't know about this, that the Walmart employees don't know about this. Like, how could this be a thing? But then sure enough, you go out there and you're like, all right, well, we'll throw $100 at this. We'll see what happens. And you're like, dang, it sells as soon as it hits Amazon. It was like, I guess this is real. I guess this is a thing. But another one was like the like data annotation or like AI model training. This was a bit, and it still is a viable thing, but like a few different companies were facilitating these, like help train large language models. Like, okay, we'll give this a shot. Like, work from home. How does it work? And the one that I tested, like, had this really almost painfully long onboarding and training and kind of, I guess, application process. Like, and it was like almost gave up because it was like, dude, I'm spending hours on this application before I even get to the money making part of things. But it was just like, okay, once you get through that, yeah, it's legit. It's kind of tedious. It's kind of repetitive. But if you want to make money from home, yeah, this is an option. So doing that firsthand testing sometimes is you got to see it to believe it in a lot of ways.
Yeah. But I think it's too much AI tools and application at the moment. Too much. And I know, I believe, and I am as a marketer, I use AI as assistant because it helps to research, to make the search web, for example, or structure something, but they making a lot of mistakes. And a lot of mistakes, even in a field where I'm expert. How can I trust them in a field where I'm not expert?
Right.
Like,
yeah, it's almost better to ask the questions that you already have a good idea of the answer of, because then you can kind of use your own litmus test to say like, I don't know if that is totally accurate there.
But anyway.
I asked it how old my kids were the other day, and it said my youngest was like a 3-year-old girl, and he's actually a 6-year-old son. And so he was like very offended by like, I'm not a 3-year-old girl.
Yeah. But let's get back to our questions related to affiliate marketing. And the next one, when a brand, an affiliate, build up a rapport, build up this successful, profitable partnership, it's I know that it happens from time to time. I think affiliates they lose momentum to perform this, to push the same product, to promote the same product. How brands, from your like affiliate point of view, how brands can motivate their affiliates to promote the same product, for every time, to become like more ambassador rather than affiliate, and keep going with it.
Yeah, there's definitely some level of offer fatigue if it has been around for 5 or 10 years and it starts to show up on everybody's list that's on the first page of Google. And like Swagbucks is probably an example of this in the make money online, like online survey app, where it's like nobody who's searching ways to make money online has like never heard of it, and so it doesn't have that novelty factor, and it still converts and it still does well and it still is a legit opportunity, but it's just like I don't know. So you kind of be looking for what's new and different, like ways to throw something new into the mix. But from the affiliate standpoint, like for those really top tier partners, and we kind of did kind of this report stacking like on annual revenue, and for the top 10 or 20, like, okay, how can we do more of what works? How can we drive more life into those? How can we do interviews featuring students of those programs or examples of that use case? Could we create, dedicated review content for that? Could we do, this product versus this product? Kind of like, thinking about that whole buyer decision funnel, from awareness, like, which might be like different ways to make money or side hustle ideas in my case, all the way down to, this program versus this program. Like, okay, they're almost there to that decision point. They just need a little bit of help getting over that edge. And there's like different touch points along the way. It could be YouTube content. It could be, sprinkle that in email newsletters or building kind of a dedicated email campaign around that. It could be doing kind of a joint like marketing workshop. Hey, join us live next Tuesday because we're going to be talking with the founder of this company or the chief marketing director. We're talking about how you can apply this, and this. So lots of different ways that we think about really expanding the campaigns for our top partners.
Well, does it all?
We had a guy,
Yeah.
Matt Wolf. I think he's deep into the AI world now, but previously he went all in on Thrivecart as an affiliate. And we recorded this episode and he'd done $900,000, maybe $1 million worth of commissions from one product because he built out the Thrivecart tutorial YouTube channel, like dedicated channel just for this product that wasn't even his, built out this full landing page, email sequence, blog, archives. He had like a Facebook group, like Thrivecart power users. Like he really, really went deep. And I thought it was a really interesting example of what you can do if you find a partner that you really believe in and something that you can really, really check every promotion channel box off.
Well, it sounds really great, actually. And I think this brand, prize for him, for his efforts. Like he brings them a lot of money as well. Earn a lot and brings
because I don't know what every sale is worth, like $250, $300. So it's like every sale was significant. So you could kind of invest that. He might have even had like a little live chat, a bot, or maybe it was him like early on answering like customer support inquiries, like trying to get people early on, comparing this shopping cart software versus this shopping cart software. If you want to sell a digital product, like, I don't know, he really went all in and did really well with it.
But he must be a fan of this as well. Like,
oh, for sure. Yeah, you wouldn't do it if it was something that you didn't believe in.
Yeah, definitely. Nick, the next question, pretty interesting for me as a marketer. I know that you build an audience across the multiple channels, like your newsletter, website, podcast, YouTube, Facebook, Amazon as well. And when you pick the offer or decided to start with some affiliate offers to promote, did you consider what factors you consider to the channel? For example, what kind of channel to use for this particular offer, or how it works from your affiliate side, like this multi-strategy promotion?
Okay. Most of them start off on the website as kind of like a little testing ground. We're lucky enough to have some organic traffic that is still there. It's gone down in the last year or two, but some is still there. So you can kind of start to send some clicks relatively quickly by inserting, like testing a position in an existing article. Yeah. And then from there, okay, if that works, if that resonates, we can expand that presence. We can start to promote email list. But like on the multi-channel approach, like I'm trying to think of how can I, own this side hustle keyword on Facebook. If they search Facebook for side hustles, I hope they find the community. I hope they find the group. If they search it on Google, hopefully they find the site. If they search it in podcast world, hopefully they find the Side Hustle Show. If they search it on Amazon, hopefully they find one of these books. And it's all kind of, top of the funnel, entry points into this world. Because for most people, it is a longer term journey, sometimes a multi-year journey to come up with your idea, to test and validate it, and to grow that thing and market it. And hopefully someday that becomes your full-time income, if that's what you want it to be.
It takes for you, like you are building up your the funnel, like to growing up your network every day. every year, right?
That's the idea.
Yeah.
I'd say I'm really good, like top of the funnel stuff, like point of
Uh-huh.
discovery, and less good on, here's we're really going to tighten down the screws on this uh, dialed in marketing funnel where, the end result is buy my high ticket program on the 7 secret
Um,
steps to side hustle success. Like that still doesn't exist, but really just trying to build that trust, build that relationship. So when there is an offer that comes along, people can take action on it and feel good about it.
And I have the last questions for today. Actually, it's really great talk. It's nice to talk with you and get your experience about affiliates, building side hustle. But the last point, what will be your top one advice for brands who wish to start with affiliate marketing? What brands must understand about affiliates, their worlds, their promotion? Because I know a lot of brands, they just think affiliate marketing, it's something free. You just give a link, any marketing materials, nothing, like zero spent, and then you will pay back after this, I don't know, conversion. But it's not true.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it, is it's performance marketing. You don't pay until you have a lead, until you have a sale. And so for that reason, it should be super profitable. I mean, you get to pick your commission rate, or you get to pick, how much a lead is worth to you. What is most important to me, and what a lot of programs still struggle with, is timely and accurate reporting. Like, do you have a landing page that converts, that delivers on its promise? And what is that timely, earnings per click metric? If I send you traffic, is that on average going to be 25 cents? Is it going to be 50 cents? Is it going to be $1? Like that, helps really, really justify, or really, help us determine, where should this rank if we have a listicle, for example. Should we put you near the top? Should we put you near the bottom? Like what does this, assuming it's a good audience fit and everything. And then, similar, like 80-20 rule of like, okay, if I'm looking at my top partners, how can we do more together? Can we host some sort of joint workshop with you? Can we, partner on a YouTube video? Would you like to interview somebody on our team? Like, how can we create more content and build this out where there's more touch points? Like, can we get added to, you have an evergreen email autoresponder sequence that goes out. How can we get added to one of these emails? Like a kind of a low barrier ask, like you're doing a full-on interview with the founder. Like, okay, maybe that's not feasible, but like, hey, you're sending out a newsletter every week. Would you mind slotting us into the PS slot, or so, different ways to kind of expand that relationship and really keep those lines of communication open with those top partners. And then looking at, okay, that's the top tier. And then the next tier is like, well, how can we get you into the top tier? Here are the best practices that we found from, our top 10 affiliates. What can we do to get you to that level?
Does it mean that actually affiliate marketing became more like relationship marketing?
In some, like between my top partnerships and their affiliate managers, yeah. I mean, sometimes we're definitely in email communication every month.
Yeah, because I think like affiliate marketing starts from tracking for sure. Yes, you need a platform to track everything. But the more I in this affiliate world, I understand that's the next step, the future of affiliate marketing is a relationship management platform where you can, through the platform or whatever, just communicate and build this relationship with your own affiliates. Because like, as you're not said, but like some of our guests, our other attendants, they mentioned that like you don't need the 1 million affiliates. You just need 10, for example, who promote the best.
Right. Yeah, there's something to, I don't know if there's a cost to the number of affiliates that you have in your program, but occasionally I would get cut from affiliate programs. Oh, you haven't driven enough volume in the last 12 months, so you're inactive. We're cleaning house. You're like, well, it wasn't costing you anything. You were only paying for leads and sales. Like, what? why would you cut off that? And maybe I had a promotion planned coming up, or I wanted to do more. So sometimes I see kind of surprising and frustrating acts there. It's like, well, we only want to work with partners who are driving this volume, but it's like, it's all, in theory, it's all incremental. Like, I don't know. Sometimes people do weird stuff.
Yeah, but I think there is the point of it. It's because they use some platform with a limitation of a number of affiliates. For example, in our platform, we have like unlimited affiliates. Like you can have whatever number you want, and it's up to you to clean up your base or not, really, because we don't charge it. And agree. Actually,
That's
it's like. Brand
I just tee up these softballs for you, and then you can be like, well, Tapfiliate doesn't do any of that, so that's great.
Yeah, and actually, it's a really great point that you mentioned. That's like deleting all the affiliates. It's really not worth. Not because like it's not cost you anything, but it's really hard might be for affiliate. Because affiliate put in efforts to create some kind of landing page, banners, assets, etc. And when you like cut off this affiliate from a affiliate program, for example, they need to find this particular landing page, update the link, and it's a lot of work just because you decided to clean the base.
Yeah, if you can have some continuity on platforms, it's less of a pain than it used to be. But we're going to change out links, or we're going to. My previous business was like shoe shopping website. Like, we're going to change affiliate platforms, and so like now your entire database of 30,000 shoes like has the wrong link, or we're going to change our data feed structure. Like, well, it's just sometimes it created a lot of work unintentionally.